the original How to Tame Your Dragon solo video. A couple things have changed, and I also just want to give out some other tips that I've found super helpful. And unfortunately, I've learned most of it the hard way or by having others tell me, which is, how it goes usually. um, oh crap, I'm gonna get all distracted. Alright, so the biggest changes is the pen that I originally was working with has been revamped completely, and I've switched from using walls to pillars. Um, I've also switched the height, and I'll go over the reasons for that here shortly. Um, the biggest reason though is that it's just a lot easier to trank them and trap them this way. I don't use a bird anymore because um, I'm a little scrub and I keep almost getting my bird killed and did lose a bird. And it's not the mount speed. Again, if you're doing this kind of stuff, you want it to be at least a 180 movement speed Argent. Um, and unless you're 200 plus on the movement speed, I would strongly suggest avoiding lightning wyverns, just because their reach is really long. You don't want to get caught in that. The poison wyverns, their special attack, the poison spit, is super slow, so you have a really good chance of it just missing. And then the fire wyverns, their flamethrower move is fairly short range. It's not as point blank as I originally thought it was. It does have a little reach to it, but it's nowhere near as deadly to you on a bird as a lightning. So the biggest reason I switched was that. 1 second. I get really distracted, and it's terrible. Okay, as I was saying, so one of the first tips I would have to you is before you even go and bother and get an egg, set up a hatchery. You don't need the air conditioning. This is all overkill because the entire server on this server uses this facility, so it's kind of like it's got a lot of resources pulled into it. So we have the AC and everything like that. The critical thing is, what I want to talk about is preserving bins, vessels, and having a mortar nearby the two, so that you can get the preserving salts. Now, what the preserving salts do is combined with spark powder and a preserving bin, it increases the milk spoil time from about 15 minutes, I believe it is, to right around 3 hours. These have been in here for quite a while. So what you want to do is set up everything so that it's nearby and easily accessible, so that like you have it all centrally located, so that it's quick. You want to minimize as much loss on the milk as possible. Once you've got your hatchery set up and you've gone off and gotten your egg and you're ready to go out into the big wide world, what's this guy at? Oh shit. Here I am slacking and wasting imprints. Terrible, terrible, terrible person. My dragons are all lame because I either completely forget to imprint them, or I get distracted with other crap, and then they just end up garbage. Just to preamble this, I do play on an unofficial server. I don't play on official. The only things that are changed from official to this server is that we run a couple mods, which are the stacking mods, to make things stack larger. Stack size is increased. And we have 10 times gather and XP and 15 times tame, and baby maturing is at 25 times. Outside of that, there's no stat changes or anything like that. So anything that works here should work on official. The only difference is for you official guys, it's going to take longer, which you should be used to because you play official. I'm not hating on any official guys. I just don't want to do it anymore. And as a result, I'm not going to make videos on an official server. I played official when the game first came out, uh, what, over a year ago, and I just don't want to do it again. It's like a second job, and I don't get paid for it, so there's no point in doing it. So I just want to get that out there because the last time I made a video, I got attacked over the server and my information being completely useless to an official player because movement speed couldn't get that high up, blah blah blah, which I haven't played official in a long time, but I was pretty sure that official servers still get plus 61 post-tame levels. And this person and somebody of his just blew up on me telling me, no, 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 you only get plus 31. Eventually another official player came in and told them they were both stupid, and I felt a little less idiotic for, standing my ground. So, okay, the hatchery, preserving salts. One tip I would say to do is get the preserving salts, craft them, get them in the vessels, which makes preserving salts, which spoil, of course, because everything in Scorched Earth has to die. Um, Even salt, evidently. Um, the vessels make your preserving salts last for like longer than you're going to be playing this game. A very long time. So store the preserving salts in the vessels until you need them. Keep a stack of preserving salts in the preserving bin once you get milk. Spark powder also has to be in the preserving bin for this to work. And then the reason I say centrally located, it's fairly easy for us here to run it down to here when we need it. But the reason is you want to minimize how much time the milk is in your inventory. The other thing you can do is have preserving salts in your inventory also, so that when you're transferring them from the preserving bin into your own inventory, you're not gonna like grab the milk, start running over to your new wyvern, and the milk spoils before you can even get it to them. So that's the reason for that, the causality, if you will. I think we covered the preserving salts. I know one of the other questions a lot of guys get me is how much milk do I need to mature a baby? Now, I'm on an unofficial server, so if you're unofficial, please don't get butthurt. I'm not going to do the conversion math for you to tell you what my information is for you. I will tell you my information. Since you're unofficial, I'm assuming you like things to be difficult anyways, which means you can bust out your iPhone 7, and if they still have a calculator app on that thing, you can figure it out. Okay, so on a 25 times mature server, one milk is enough to get it from a hatchling to an adult on a 25 times server. You need more than one milk if you want to imprint to 100%. This guy is imprinted only to 45%. The reason for that isn't because I didn't have milk, it's because I keep passing out in the middle of the night when I, like an idiot, hatch these instead of waiting until the morning. What the milk does is, when they're maturing and they want care, right here, the care countdown timer, once that reaches 0, it's going to want one of 3 things. It's going to want to cuddle with you, in which case you press E and you cuddle with it and you get your imprint percentage. It's going to want to go on a walk with you, in which case you tell it to follow you, and you walk about 20 foundations. It's not always a full 20, but it's roughly, that's what it's supposed to be. Or the third option is, it wants to be hand-fed milk. You can see right here in my 0 slot is where wyvern milk would be if I had any on me. I don't right now because it's all in the preserving bin. You would place a bottle of it in there, walk up to it, and press E. If you have wyvern milk in your 0 slot, which is your far right, which is usually the passive tame slot, sounding familiar? it will drink the milk and you'll get your imprint. So, for those of you guys who keep asking me how much milk you need in order to raise a baby, you need 1 on a 25 times mature server. 1 will get it through. It didn't drink the milk for me until after the baby phase, so I mean, really, I don't. No, go with 1. Go with 1. Don't push it. They won't start losing food and everything until at least, you know, from my experience on a 25 times server, until like juvenile. Roughly like right around where this guy is, a little bit older, and he's gonna start losing health kind of rapidly. You can see right now it's still climbing. His food's not low. So on a 25 times tame server, it took me 1 milk. I don't know for a positive fact that means for you official guys it's going to take 25. I can't say. I can't say what the minimum is. I don't play official, guys. I'm sorry, and I'm also apologetic that like there aren't more official guys out there giving out information. I don't know if that's just because like not a lot of people play official anymore, or what the deal is. But that covers milk. What was the other question I would ask a lot? I really should start writing these down. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and go out to the pen so we can cover what a lot of guys have been asking as far as what I've changed and such like that. Let's see here. Oh, as this one has no power. Alright, we're gonna go over the basic stuff anyway. Okay, so this is the different, the updated cage, if you will. First and most obvious thing you'll notice is that we no longer have walls. It's all pillars. There's no walls there. I understand that this might be a little bit more resource intensive. I didn't keep track of the resources I used. I'm sorry. Like I said, I admin on this server, so I don't PvP, which means the game's basically like a PvE thing for me. And so a lot of guys like help me out with pooling resources for things in order to get things built, because anything I build I open up to the entire server. So I don't remember exactly what this all cost to make. I apologize. The foundations are still 7 across. I built in a really stupid spot and it wasn't level enough, so that's why there's ceilings here and not foundations. It would be 7 by 6 again as far as foundations go, but you know, there's some ceiling substitutes. I originally built it 5 high, like I had previously at the old pen. The problem I was having is that the wyverns were bouncing up and over it. They weren't going into the cage. The reason that that was happening is because I've been caging the wyverns on another wyvern and not using a bird. I've gotten my bird nearly killed and did get one killed a couple times now thanks to lightning wyverns that I didn't see, or the one time I just really stupidly turned around for some reason. I don't know what I was thinking, and I was promptly Kentucky Fried and I lost my best Draboa, which really, that one oh, rip. So I've been doing it on a wyvern, is the point I'm making. The biggest difference is that when you go in and you aggro your intended prey, let's see how many I Oh no, I should not be doing this with no power. That's really stupid. The biggest thing is getting them lined up and to actually line in. I kind of have to go like to the side, as you can see here. Once they're in like that though, if the power was on, all I would have to do is run over here and enter my my pin pad menu and then select deactivate closed pins, and the behemoth gate would close and this seed would be trapped inside of it. Unfortunately, I don't have power, so that's kind of an issue we're gonna have here. Oh god, poison wyverns are so useless. That's not even me. Poison is like, I want to love it so bad, I really do. But I just can't handle how fucking terrible they are. I'll discuss why probably in the follow-up video or something to that effect. God, it's frustrating. Okay, so assuming I'd had power, I'm gonna go through this really quick. If I'd had power, which it looks like I'm about to, the first thing I would have done is go over here and set my pin code. I use 1111 because everybody on the server uses this gate system, and that is the easiest thing to spam. I'm not trying to keep anybody out, I'm trying to keep a wyvern in, so that's why I use 111 there. The next thing you would do is, the first time you set one of these up, I believe you have to set up what pin frequency you want it to use. I don't remember. If this generator or turbine would turn back on, that would be just incredible, because this is really messing me up streaming this. So let's assume that we had our wyvern caged and instead we have a cool Argent substitute. Oh man, turbine, if you want to turn on right now, that would be just so cool. Or not. When you hold down E, if the turbine was on, right here would not be demolish. It would be open activate pins. Right here would be deactivate close pins, and I believe one of these other ones would be demolish. But I think the first time you go to use it, it should say something like set up pin codes or something to that effect. And you're basically just setting like what pin frequency you want it to use. So once our enemy wyvern is caged and he's in there like that lightning one was, we just walk behind this metal door, click deactivate close pins, and the behemoth gate would close on him and you're good to go. You can trank him as usual. The biggest thing to be aware of is don't get close to him, because now that we're using pillars instead of walls, they'll continue to try and special attack you basically the entire time, and they can succeed a lot easier now. You don't have the walls to stop them. So distance is a big thing. I'm not sure how well this will demonstrate the distance, but you know, this is like literally, I can stand right about here and their special attacks they shoot at me will be like right in front of my face but not hitting me. If I had put this any closer, I would have been a dead person. So if you have a wyvern, especially a lightning one already, when you're placing the pin foundation, maybe have like a tribe mate stand out there naked and test the range. Especially if it's a tribe mate that always logs on and uses all your stuff and then like gets off and doesn't feel like replenishing it. I could honestly probably put another metal wall here to kind of shield it a little better so that I didn't have to worry about it. So that way it can be a little closer, I guess. Maybe a window. I don't know. I'm not big on risk. That reminds me, one of the other questions that I was getting from people. A couple of them have asked me how to minimize the resources required to make this. One question was, can you hollow this out a little so that it doesn't cost so much? If you skimp on the foundations in the center, you won't be able to put a ceiling over it because it will say there's no foundation or support nearby when you're placing the ceilings. I would strongly suggest fully sealing this because I've had issues. The first one or two that we brought into this cage, no issues. They spent their entire time like this trying to get at us. However, if it's a higher level one that's taking a little longer to trank and it gets bored and decides it's out of here, it doesn't care anymore about getting you, they'll fly out of the ceiling. And you don't want like a 104 female coming back on you. Like they basically get out and then they'll immediately book for the mountain and then back around. It's great. It's so much fun when they did that. So that's why there's a full ceiling now. I don't bother with trying to fly through the gap anymore with the Wyvern. I just kind of come at it from the side and then hook diagonal to drag it and line it into the cage. If you're on a Wyvern, you can afford to do that and miss a couple times as far as them hitting the cage. If I miss, I just take off and then... Oh my god, landing on these guys is so bad. Please fix Flyers wildcard. It's fucking terrible. If I miss, I just take off, come full circle around, and then try to line them up again. It's not a big deal. If you're on an Argent, still, you don't have your first Wyvern yet, build these two apart. By building them two apart, you're able to fly right through with an Argent still. We do have a guy on the server who, despite having Wyverns, enjoys doing it with his bird still. He fits right through, no issues. They get locked up, and then he just lands his bird and does the pin code. Seriously, why will you not turn on for me? Why do you not love me anymore? Why do you not love me anymore? Come on, Storm. I really hate how power is handled in Scorched Earth, but this isn't going to be a rant video. I don't want to go that route today. It's too late. Alright. So, I've done my best to adequately cover the cage differences. Oh man, I wish you could tame those things. God, it'd be so cool. If you have questions about this, please feel free to ask in the YouTube video comments. I may post this to Reddit, I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to deal with all of that. I love you, Reddit, I really do. But sometimes you official guys are just unnecessarily brutal, and I just don't want to deal with it. Look, if anything I'm telling you or showing you here doesn't apply to you, you don't have to like flip out over it. It might apply to somebody else. It might help somebody else. Don't be a dick, okay? There's like literally no reason for it. Like I'm completely just wasting my own time right now trying to help others. So if you feel that something I'm doing doesn't apply to you on an official server or on your modded server or whatever, ask and I'll do my best to say yes or no. And if I don't know, then I don't know. If it straight up you know for a fact it doesn't apply to you, then move on with your day. I'm sorry if I wasted your time watching this. I will do my best to put up front that this is not on an official server, so you can hopefully go into it deciding whether or not you want to go through the entirety of this. Ah, I'm missing imprints again. I'm seriously so bad at raising babies. Oh, good lord. Let me think here if there was anything else critical. I think that covers the most important stuff. Alright, there's a cuddle, so you get to see that at least and have an idea. Oh, double cuddles, those are the best. Seriously. Oh, that's the stuff you pray for. If you're not sure about any of the stuff I've gone over and you just like you've asked questions before on my other videos or posts and it's just not getting through to you, like you need somebody to hold your hand and go through it. I'm not saying that in a demeaning manner, but I promise there's a payoff here. I don't mind helping people at all. Right here you can see our server info. Um, I've helped a lot of people on this server with figuring out how to do wyverns and showing them like how to set up their birds or pens, or showing them where my pens are so that they can use them. I don't mind helping people. I won't give you a wyvern, but I will hold your hand as best I can through it. Um, you still got to earn it, but I have no problems also. If you're coming to the server just to see like a hands-on demo so that like you can be like, oh my god, thank you, I totally get it now. um, I have no problem picking you up and dragging you out to the pen and letting you watch from like the tower or something, and I can walk you through exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. um, so if you're interested in that, the server info should be in the video description, as well as on here. It's the ArcAge safe base PvP server. um, Oh, I think that pretty much goes over everything that I wanted to cover. I'm sure as soon as I stop streaming this and go to upload it, I will think of other things that I meant to cover and didn't. So if that happens, I will do my best to post like an update comment. Outside of that, though, this is Failure to Report, and I appreciate you guys. All the comments and all the support is super cool. I'm not really a big streamer or anything like that. I do just like to make videos on the side as just like a hey, this might help people out type deal. So I definitely love all the support there with the comments and encouragement. That's great. If you like what you see, sub, and by all means, let me know if there are other topics that you would like, kind of like a hands-on video of, and listening to me ramble while I go over it. I promise I'll try and get better at that. I'm by no means trying to like make streaming a career or anything like that. So sub, don't sub, doesn't matter to me. But if you do like what you see and you have requests, I usually have free time to follow up on those requests and answer those comment questions. So by all means, let me know if there are any other Scorched Earth questions you have, and I will do my best to answer them. Um, I think that's it for now. Failure to report. I'm out. Thank you so much, guys.